Welcome to the Walking Into Your Purpose show with April, with your host, the phenomenal April Smith. Get ready to walk into your purpose.
Hello and welcome to the Walking Into Your Purpose show with April. Today we're going to be talking about, will you let go of that dead relationship? Yes, will you let go of that dead relationship? And this episode is for the ladies. Ladies, are you willing to keep settling for a man that you know the relationship is not going anywhere? You've been with him 3 and 4 years and he still has not committed to you fully. But you don't want to be alone. He's mine. I want to keep him. He's going to make up his mind sooner or later. But when you go into 2019 still stuck? Because in all reality, it does not take a man 3 and 4 years to decide if he wants you to be his wife. But it's up to you to decide, will you let this man stay in your life, holding up your destiny? And he's he is. He's stopping you from finding your husband. Growing up, I can remember my aunt going with a married man. All during our childhood coming up, the same married man. This man left his wife years when we became I was an adult, but he still didn't marry my aunt. He didn't. And all of those years, and after she died, I thought about it. I said, she had no kids, none of this. And I said, in her good years, she occupied her time with a married man. And I think about that daily, about this. And so it's the same thing, not saying you're going with the married man, but I'm saying about letting a man take up space in your life. Will you keep settling? Will you keep saying, I got to stay with him? We've been together. I don't care if you have 3 or 4 kids together. I really don't. Because at the end of the day, it does not matter. He still have not made you his wife. What is he waiting on? What could it be? It's because he really don't want to be married, or he just don't want to be married to you. Because that same man that did not marry you, because you allowed him to do what he wanted to do and not marry you, you leave him, he'll go over, he'll find another woman, and she'll have her boundaries, her standards. She'll let him know from the beginning, this is it. I'm not having premarital sex. I'm not doing any of those things. He will marry her within 90 days. 90 days to 1 year. He will marry her because she did not lower her standards for him to walk over and trample over her. It's time to wake up. It's time to come out of the settling for any and everything. Everything glitter is not gold. And then on the other hand, what happens if you marry this man? You already knew. God had already given you all the signs that was there. He's not the one for you. But you're so in love and you're so entangled, you cannot see anything else. So therefore, you stay and you marry. And then all hell breaks loose. It's because you married somebody that you weren't even supposed to marry in the beginning. But you fell in love and this is the man that you want. So I'm going to marry. I'm going to show the women he's going to marry me. But at the end of the day, what difference does it make? You're still going through hell. He married you, you're still going through hell. You was going through hell before he married you. So what is it? Did you have a lavish wedding just for show? And then you have some, on the other hand, when you see them on Facebook and Instagram, they have these perfect relationships and all of this. Half of them having bad relationships behind closed doors. And that is the God honest truth. They're having a tough time behind closed doors. They're going through all kind of hell behind closed doors. Lady, you have to know your worth. You got to know that you're a daughter of the King. You deserve to be treated with respect. And you don't need nobody just running over you. And you don't need to just settle just to have somebody. That's not good at all. Don't go trying to, we're going to shift a little bit. When you go out looking, you're looking for the man that drives the Bentley and the Mercedes Benz and all of that good stuff, have the good jobs and all of that. And you get with this man and he treats you like crap. But you overlook the other man over there that may just had a 9-to-5 job, blue collar worker, but he's humble. He knows how to treat you. Y'all can build together, but you didn't want that. They're seconds. I don't want that. I don't want that. You got to stop looking at the outer and start looking at the heart, the inner. Because they may be all jazzed up on the outside, but their heart is just a black. Because they're used to women's falling over them, taking care of them, catering to them. Because they feel like they have it going on. But in reality, what is it? What am I getting out of this? The only thing I'm getting out of this is I'm riding with a man with a nice car. He got a nice job. Blah, blah, blah. That's some baloney. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to remove yourself from these dead relationships. Don't go into 2019 in these dead relationships. Don't. You have to learn to embrace who you are. Self-love is the best love. Until you are able to love yourself, you can't really love anybody fully anyway. Because you don't really even love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you wouldn't be taking all of this off of a man. Just to say, you got a man. And I've heard women say, well, I just rather have a piece of man. A piece of man? Really? No, I need a whole man. I need someone that's going to lead me. I need someone that's going to guide me. I need somebody that we're going to pray together. We're going to build together. Not a piece of man. That's not good. That's not good to say, I want a piece of man. Because what are you saying? What are you saying to yourself? You just want a piece of man? No. You deserve more. You need to let this man over here go so God can bring you your husband. The one that's going to love you, protect you, and keep you safe. Y'all going to build together, pray together. That's the man that you need. Not this one over here that you catering to. And he's not, the only thing he's doing for you is buying you things and taking you on trips and all of this. But at the end of the day, what are you really getting out of it? Nothing. Because you're still lonely. You're still hurting. You want to be a wife, and this man don't want to marry you. He don't want to marry you. He just want to have a good time. And when the good time is over with you, he's on to the next. He's on to the next. Stay tuned. We're going to commercial break. We'll be right back.
flutters by, but you can't touch a butterfly. Only marvel at her mystical wonder. Our deepest color, the perfect light. Our true colors lie on the inside.
Hello and welcome back to the Walking Into Your Purpose show with April. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And we're just talking tonight to the ladies about settling. Settling for a man in a dead relationship. Being in a dead relationship, just settling because you don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to be lonely. You don't want to start over. Well, ladies, I'm going to leave this with you. Don't go into 2019. Do not go into 2019 settling. Do not go into 2019 in dead relationships that you know that's not going anywhere. If this man is not willing to marry you, you need to walk. You need to walk. Because he's holding you up from finding your husband. From your husband finding you. Because he has you occupied over here. Please, don't go into 2019 like this. Do not go. Make up in your mind that you know your value. You know your worth. And say, you know what? I can't do this no more. I know I deserve better. I want better for myself. Things will turn around. But you got to be willing to make that change. You got to be willing to take that stand and say, no, I've done this for 3 or 4 years. What has it gotten me? Nothing. I've done all the wifey duties without having the official title as a wife. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. This week has been my first week of doing podcasts. And they have been kind of short. 20 minutes is the longest. But starting next week, I'm going to be on a Pacific time every day. They're going to be longer. I'll have guests that will be coming in to join. So please follow the podcast. If you're an Apple user, it's in the iTunes store. The Walking Into Your Purpose show with April. It's on iHeartRadio. The Walking Into Your Purpose show with April. And hopefully by next week, it will be in the Google Play store. So please follow the podcast. They're going to get longer. Like I said, I'll be talking to a lot of people coming up next week and the week after. Doing a lot of more interviews and things like that with the podcast. And then also I'll be on television on Cablevision. Excuse me, Lord. I will be on Caravision television out of the Caribbean. So I'm